Did you guys happen to catch the PBD podcast recently? Because I did. And I think there's a few things that we should talk about. Let's get into it.
Nikki in the building, baby. Nikki in the building, baby. In Cahoots Podcast. Yeah. I keep God first, that's real. True crime on the table, facts on steel. Investigations, I chase that trail. If the story don't add up, I set it straight, no fail. I spot fake tears, I spot lies. Sketchy little moves, I see through the disguise. I'm fair, I'm funny, I bring that light. I call you out, then I'll still be polite.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of In Cahoots Podcast. My name is Nikki. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like button, hype the video for me, please. Also, be sure to share the video with all your friends, turn on your post notifications, and don't forget to click the join button to become a member. On the PBD podcast, there were quite a few different opinions when it comes to Erika Kirk being the CEO of Turning Point. I mean, there always have been. But I think that the points that each of them make, they are valid. And I think we should talk about them. So we're going to start off with the first clip here of Vinnie talking about what he thinks about the situation. Check it out.
And I'm sorry, you show up to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, okay? You're taking photos with people. People are going to talk about you. You're taking, you went to the VIP thing with whatever his name is. You're taking photos. And then there's a shooting in a place where you know that the biggest targets are there. The president has already been, the assassination attempt has already been happened twice. All the major players are there. You're there. There's a shooting and you're crying saying, I want to go home. You should be home. You haven't been home. You have 2 children at home. You're about to go on a tour and everything. I'm sorry, Pat. That's a man's job to be the CEO of Turning Point USA, Adam. I don't care what anybody says. That's a man's job. I'm not bashing anything about women, but this is a political, huge organization, all right, with the biggest movement for Republicans, and he helped the president become the president. And I'm sorry, if you can't take the heat, that's what CEOs do. I'm sorry. You went there to confront your critics. Your critics aren't there, Erika. They're not there. Fox is there. CNN is there. Those are cool people there. They're not bashing you. You think Candace and all these people are going to show up there? And I'm sorry. And again, I pray for her. You know I do. I genuinely loved Charlie. And I pray for her family. You don't have it. This isn't it. This isn't your bag. Step back. Let somebody else take it. Let somebody else take it. And I say this with pain in my heart. The people behind assassinating Charlie, this is what they wanted, Pat. The movement's weakened. Nobody's watching. You know what I mean? You're replacing it because you want to be in front of the camera. You want to take it and then complain about it. I'm sorry. This is what comes when you want to be the CEO of Turning Point USA, because everybody's coming after you. And when you're in front of the camera, they're all going to talk. We all know that. I guarantee the comments are, half of them are talking crap and half of them are saying Vinny is right. And that's what comes with the territory, because I'm sitting in front of a camera, in front of a mic, Pat. She just be the chair. Sit back. When you go on stage, Pat, fireworks, Erika Kirk, CEO, chair. This isn't the WWE. You have children. Go take care of them. Go be with them. Let somebody take the reign.
Everything that Vinnie said, that is nothing new. We have all been saying that. We've all been saying the same thing. And the whole, it's a man's job to run Turning Point. I don't think he was trying to be sexist or anything, but I don't think that part matters, because even if it was a male that is just genuinely not qualified, I think we would all be saying the same thing too. Now, with Erika running out of that dinner, crying, saying, I just want to go home, in my opinion, that proves to me even more that Erika does not need this position. She doesn't fit the bill for this position. That sounds hurtful, and I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just the truth. With her husband being assassinated while being CEO, while being the founder of Turning Point USA, in the very position that she wanted so bad and she took, that should have been the most traumatizing thing ever. Everybody wants to talk about, her kids are Andrew Kovac. Her kids are just one parent away from being orphaned. Why are you telling this to us? That is the part that I'm not understanding. Why is this being thrown at people who don't necessarily agree that this is the position that she should have taken? Tell Erika that. Andrew Fairy Tale Flight Covette, tell Erika, hey, your kids are one parent from being an orphan. And that really makes me wonder, is there anyone that actually really truly cares about Erika Reginae Pinocchio Kirk in her circle? Because, again, that is something that should be beaten into her head, not ours. The public is upset with Erika because her 2 children are one parent away from being orphans. That's why the public is so upset with Erika. So we know that. But it seems like Erika doesn't. So who is sitting Erika down and saying, hey, maybe you should just stop. Maybe you should just fall back. Everybody wants to scream, grieving widow, grieving widow. Okay, we get it. That's why we want her to go and be that. Grieve with your kids. Help them get acclimated to the new life that they have to live, being only one parent away from being orphans. So you knowing that, your team beating that into the public's head as if we don't realize that. How is she helping her own situation by putting herself into harm's way? She put herself in Charlie's seat. And by doing that, she's opening up the opportunity for anything to happen to her. God forbid, obviously, but she's opening up that opportunity just like Charlie did. And something did happen to him. So why on earth, since you guys want to tell their 2 kids, one parent away from being an orphan, why would you want to sit in that seat? As far as people thinking that she may have had something to do with it, you can't control what anyone thinks. But the way that I look at it is if I had nothing to do with something like that, there would be an uneasy feeling inside of me as to where, for my kids' sake, I want to make sure that I don't put myself in a position where they could lose me too. I would want to make sure that for my kids' sake, their grandparents or their aunts or whatever family member or friend doesn't have to sit my kids down for the second time and have that same conversation trying to explain why now mommy isn't here. Now I'm imagining now if I did have something to do with it, how did that make me look if I'm booking tours, I'm outside, I'm doing events, I'm out in the open, I'm vulnerable, I'm putting myself out there. Faith, it's good to have faith, obviously. But if a person did have something to do with it, you would be able to kind of sense that I'm not worried about anything type of attitude. I'm not worried. So yeah, I'm outside. I'm not worried. I'm out there. Because in your head, there's no real threat. So when the public looks up and they can see Erika with her WWE fireworks and 808 beats, music, boom, 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 like all of that, when the public can see that, it's like, well, isn't she a little bit worried? Andrew was just screaming that her kids are one parent away from being orphans. Shouldn't she kind of like lay low? That's what the public is going to automatically think. Now we're going to get into Adam. Now he has a different way that he feels about this. Valid, also valid, but it gets kind of heated with Vinny and Adam. So check this out.
Conversely, if she's in the limelight and she's in the CEO and you're claiming that a woman can't be a CEO or whatever.
I didn't say that. Don't put
a lot of people are.
Not for Turning Point USA.
Okay, well then you are.
Sorry.
Then you are.
I'm not. You just blanketed me saying women can't be CEO.
Okay.
I said she can't be the CEO of a political organization.
Why not?
The CEO was murdered.
Why not?
Because that's what comes with it.
Okay.
This is the territory that you're in. You might get shot.
Okay.
You think she can handle that with her 2 kids?
Well,
are you delusional? She can't handle it.
I'm the one defending the widow right now, and
That's
you're criticizing her. And you're
Adam,
asking
you
if I'm
took a
delusional.
biblical thing and tried to put it in a
You
place.
who read the Bible every day should read that quote
But
again.
you're taking that.
You who
Bible
read the
quote
Bible every day should
completely out
read
of
that
context.
I want to hear your final
Yeah, go
thought.
ahead.
Keep going.
But
Keep
my
going.
point is this. If you're criticizing a widow, look in the mirror. I'm not saying to you, Vinny.
I know.
I'm saying to the rest of the world. If you want to criticize her as a CEO and saying that this isn't her rightful job, cool, that's cool. But isolate the two. Now for the third point. The whole point that she's crocodile tears, performative. She doesn't really care that her husband was murdered in cold blood. Where are we as a society that we feel like we can just jump down people's throat and criticize every word? And I get it. I got into I don't want to say a debate, a full-fledged conversation with my girlfriend. She goes, something's not right about her. I don't know. The crying, the rings, the outfits. I go, so what are you saying? She's like, well, I don't know. I get a weird feeling about her. I go, well, do you think she killed her husband? She goes, no, that's insane. I go, thank you. Because people are conflating her crying and fireworks and her being CEO with killing Charlie. I asked one question. What would Charlie think right now? That's my guiding light. What would Charlie think? He would say, oh my God, I'm hopefully in heaven while my wife is there suffering and being criticized left and right, while her husband has been shot and assassinated. My 2 kids are orphans, and people want to criticize her constantly. I think that Charlie had a plan in place. I think that Turning Point USA had a plan in place. I think that they put her in CEO as a reason. Do I think she's the best possible CEO? I don't. But for now, she's the CEO. And she, in my opinion, is waking up every day, as tough as it is, saying, how can I fulfill what Charlie's legacy is and what he was trying to do? And it's not easy.
I understand where Adam is coming from. I'm not going to bash him for his opinion at all. I get what he's saying. But there are a couple of things that I want to address. First of all, and this is my opinion, mine, okay? There is a big difference between honoring a legacy and being qualified to lead it. And one thing that I think a lot of people tend to miss is that grief does not automatically translate to leadership ability. So if I'm questioning your leadership ability, that is not the same as me questioning you personally. It's almost like most people are saying, well, of course she can run Turning Point. Why? Because she's a grieving widow. Huh? And another thing, when it comes to something that Adam said, what would Charlie think? What would Charlie think? And he's saying that from heaven, he would just be so upset, like, oh, they're giving her this much hate and blah, blah. But can we just think about this for a second? Does anyone think, just for 1 second, because I hear that a lot, have we thought maybe he would be angry at those that are surrounding Erika, maybe? Like the board, or like Andrew Covett, Blake Neff, all these people that are around her. Wouldn't you think that Charlie would be more upset with the people that he handpicked to make good and sound decisions for his company? Everybody is saying, well, he would be so upset that Erika is being bashed or people are investigating her. Well, maybe he will be upset that the people that were closest to him when he was alive, that they are pushing and supporting her to continue to stand in that spotlight to be bashed, pushing and supporting her tours and events and all of this stuff, taking away from his 2 children that we mentioned were one parent away from being orphans, right, Andrew? Right? Because what did Charlie say, Erika Regine Pinocchio Kirk? Home needs you, right? So just for 1 second, wouldn't you think that it might be the other way around, especially how Charlie felt about women staying home and being with the kids and being present at home and running the house. How happy would Charlie be with his friends, his old co-workers, people who brought this company up with him that knew his vision, knew how he felt about certain things, knew how he felt about his wife, his children, women in general? Don't you think he would be a little upset thinking, well, how come you guys are not advocating for her to stay home? How come you guys are not helping her to get out of this hateful spotlight that she's standing in? How come you guys are not guiding her to step back so she doesn't have to deal with all of the criticism, all of the stress of running a organization this large with 2 kids, small ones at that? But hey, I don't know. I didn't know Charlie. But I would think that he wouldn't want his wife in this position to be criticized, to be bashed, to be away from their children and not at home, but on tour. Granted, Erika said that she was gonna, take time off with her kids. But in a couple of days, she would be on the Charlie Kirk show. Okay, so Erika, are you Erika Regine Pinocchio Kirking right now? Were you taking time off to truly be with your kids? Or were you preparing for that speech? It is just very interesting to me how just because she's a grieving widow, she should be the CEO of Turning Point USA. Just because she's hurting and she's sad and she just experienced a major loss, she should go on tour. Just because her husband was tragically taken out in front of millions and millions and millions of people, video played over and over, analyzed over and over, just because she's hurt that happened, she needs to be appointed as CEO, and everybody should respect her and everybody should be okay that she's not home. Because that happened, Erika should be outside, vulnerable, out in the open. And don't forget that her kids are only one parent away from being orphans. So she needs to be outside, exposed as much as possible. And just because the public does not agree with that and they clearly want her to be safe, sound with her kids, getting them acclimated to this new life, consoling them, consoling herself, praying, meditating, safe. The public is demonic. Anyone that disagrees with that is demonic. Well, guys, look, I just wanted to touch on just those couple of clips from that PBD podcast because I just found them interesting. I love hearing, different opinions, which is why I ask you guys to comment so much. Just be respectful. You don't have to call me a demonic boo-boo head just because I have my own opinion. And I'm really not saying anything bad about Erika. I love to hear different views. So with that being said, make sure you drop a comment and let me know what you think about the video or about the situation. And I'm going to wrap it up. So please make sure that you hit that like, subscribe, hype button, hype the video. Guys, don't forget I am doing this full time. So all the support that I can get would be helpful. So please help me by, hyping the video, liking the video, sharing the video. All of that would be super amazing and super, super, super supportive. I really appreciate you guys. And make sure that you also click the join button to become a member. Super helpful too. All right, you guys. My name is Nikki. This has been In Cahoots Podcast. I will see you in the next video. Bye.